Everybody, welcome to a dime-dropping NFL YouTube video. This is the top 12 fantasy football quarterbacks coming out right after this. Literally, you can go, after you watch this video, the next one will be up to watch. The top 10 fantasy football quarterbacks that you should draft in your fantasy leagues. These are the type of quarterbacks you want to have carrying you to a championship. As much as the pros and the, however you want to call them, experts say that you should wait on quarterbacks, some of these quarterbacks can single-handedly win you weeks with huge games and insane moments. So you're going to want the best one on your team, just like people had Lamar Jackson last season and got carried to the playoffs. Number one quarterback is Patrick Mahomes. I think he's ahead of Lamar Jackson by a good amount. I know a lot of people will argue for Lamar Jackson, but I think those are the only two people you can justifiably put number one quarterback this year. His ADP in Superflex leagues is 1.02, behind only McCaffrey. I think if I'm in a Superflex league, I'm just taking Mahomes. Even with the injury issues, if he's on the field, he's the best quarterback in the league in real life and in fantasy football. In my opinion, I'm taking Mahomes as my first quarterback. Second quarterback, as you can assume, is Lamar Jackson, from what I said last time. You guys like that draft sound? I do. Lamar had one of the best fantasy seasons ever last season. As we said, he carried teams to the playoffs. Due for some obvious regression this season, but that's only because of how good a season he had last year at such a young age. His first full season starting, he started about half a year. The year before his full first season starting, he went off best fantasy player in the league. And you got to take him second, because if he has a season anything near what he had last season, he will be carrying you to the playoffs. The third quarterback is Russell Wilson, just sitting behind Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. Russell Wilson had the third most fantasy points last year, and I'm putting him here at ranked number 3 for all quarterbacks this season. He's always productive and efficient, and I believe he's overlooked in many fantasy leagues. Fourth overall quarterback is Deshaun Watson from the Houston Texans. Although many people are going to say he won't be productive without Hopkins, I think he's still going to be at his QB4 rank that he had last year. This list isn't based off of last year's stats, but this is still a projection based off what he had last year and through his career. With Brandon Cooks and David Johnson added to that, with Deshaun Watson, maybe Antonio Brown goes down there. I think Deshaun Watson will be the 4th best quarterback in the league this year. He's just too good at football, one of my favorite players in the league. Next up, my QB5 is Carson Wentz, the Eagles quarterback. I think is due for some really good progression this year. Just like Lamar's due for regression because of his just insane stats and perfect year by him, Carson Wentz is going to be due for progression because his team was so hurt last year. Everyone on the team, including him once he got hurt in the first playoff game, right in the first half. Everyone on his team was hurt. He's due for progression this year. They got Jalen Reagor, and everyone is getting back healthy. Hopefully they can last this season. I mean, Dallas Goedert already got hurt, but all their starters, their main starters, should be healthy going into this year along with Jalen Reagor. Next quarterback, the 6th-ranked quarterback, is Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray added DeAndre Hopkins this season. DeAndre's going to get him more touchdowns. He was ranked 21st in touchdowns. I think he'll go up in that, and that will bring his ranking up from 8 and move him up even higher than that. I think he's a breakout candidate. Everyone thinks he's a breakout candidate. I think he's being valued a little bit too high, but I still have him at 6 here. So you will want to draft him. He's a boom, maybe a bust. I don't think he has much potential to bust, but I don't think he should be valued at that top 3, top 5 placement, as some people have done it. 7th-ranked quarterback is Dak Prescott, the Cowboys quarterback, who's had some contract issues this offseason, but finally signed the franchise tag just a few weeks ago. He was the 2nd-ranked quarterback last season in fantasy football with really good stats. His team only won 8 games in the worst division in the league last season, though, so I think as his team's wins go up, his stats will go down, and that'll give him regression, so that's why I have him at 7. The 8th-ranked quarterback is Josh Allen of the Bills. Last season, he was the 7th ranked quarterback at the finish. So I think he'll be down to 8. Not a big difference. I just think his passing stats will be better than last season with the addition of Stephon Diggs and others on their offense, along with his just natural progression throughout his career for next season. I think his rushing stats will go down a little bit, which is why he won't get the big jump. He had 9 rushing touchdowns. I think that goes down just because the insustainability of it. 9th ranked quarterback is Drew Brees. He's been under some heat this offseason. It's blown over. He's ready to go. He's back with his teammates. He's getting older. He's lost some arm strength, but he's still very accurate. Last season, he had a hand injury, but he was still able to average over 20 points per game in fantasy, and that's what keeps him in the top 10 at quarterback 9. Next ranked quarterback is none other than the GOAT, Tom Brady. He's QB 10 this year. Last year, he was shaky with the Patriots, but they didn't have offensive weapons. This year, he has so many weapons. He has Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Gronkowski, O.J. Howard. Last year, O.J. Howard probably would have been his top target. Maybe at least Gronk would definitely be his top target. So he has 3, maybe 4 players that would be the best target last year on his team this year. I think he makes a big jump this year, and he's going to be my QB 10. My 11th ranked quarterback is Matt Stafford. I think he's going to have a bounce back year. Last season, he was doing really well until he broke his back. Yeah, he broke his back. He only played 8 games. He averaged 20.8 points per game in those games that he was able to play before breaking his back. I think that's crazy. He's going to bounce back from it. He wanted to play last year. The Lions would not let him, agreeably by me, because, I don't want my quarterback out there with a broken back when we're competing more for the number 1 pick than the number 1 seed. My 12th quarterback is Aaron Rodgers, a Green Bay Packers superstar. Last year, they made it all the way to the conference finals, but they got destroyed by the 49ers that week. They got absolutely murdered by them. This year, he's looking to bounce back. In terms of fantasy production, he was more of a game manager type stat-wise. Last season, I think he gets back to his form of being a gunslinger, being a superstar. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. I want everyone to subscribe, like the video, and join the Discord. Don't forget to subscribe. We need that number to keep going up. We lost some traction in the last few weeks with the subscribe number, so let's get that back up. Thanks for watching. See ya. Join the Discord, like the video.